When she leaned back in her chair and smirked, her words cut through me like a blade. "I can find someone better in 24 hours, she declared, her tone dripping with arrogance. For a moment, I just stared at her, feeling both anger and disbelief rise inside me. This wasn't just a fight, it was her way of belittling everything we had shared. Her confidence that she could replace me so easily made me realize how little she valued what we had built together. I didn't shout back. Instead, I stayed quiet, watching her face twist in satisfaction as if she had won some kind of game. But deep down, I knew she had underestimated me. I wasn't the type to beg for her to stay. If she thought my worth could be measured by how fast she could find someone else, then she had already lost me. My silence was heavier than any insult I could have thrown at her. That night, I packed a few of my things. She didn't expect me to take her words seriously. She thought I would cling to her out of fear of being replaced. But I wasn't afraid of being alone. I was afraid of wasting more of my time on someone who clearly didn't respect me. While she slept soundly, convinced she had the upper hand, I left a note on the kitchen counter. It was simple, *, if I'm so easy to replace, don't look for me. *. The next day, I went about my life with an unexpected calm. Friends reached out, surprised by the sudden shift, but I didn't explain much. I just said it was over. For the first time in months, I felt like I was breathing freely again. I poured my energy into work, my health, and reconnecting with people I had drifted away from. Every hour without her reminded me that walking away was the best response I could have given. Meanwhile, she tried to carry out her boast. She went out, dressed up, and forced smiles at strangers. Social media posts appeared, pictures with men I had never seen before, captions full of forced laughter. But behind the filter, it was clear she was scrambling. People told me she looked restless, like she was desperately trying to prove a point that no one cared about. A week passed, then two. Her messages started to come in. At first, they were smug updates, told you I could move on fast. Then they softened, "Why aren't you reacting?" Eventually, they turned into pleas, "I didn't mean it. Can we talk?" I didn't respond. Each unread message was a reminder that the real power had shifted. She thought I would crumble, but it was her who was unraveling. By the end of the month, her pride was gone. A mutual friend told me she admitted she couldn't find what she thought she would. The people she tried to replace me with didn't last longer than a few conversations. No one cared about her drama or her games. She was left with her own echo of arrogance, and the silence I gave her was louder than any argument could have been. One evening, she showed up at my door. Her confident smirk was gone, replaced by a nervous, almost broken expression. "I was wrong," she whispered. "You weren't replaceable." I stood there, looking at her, remembering the exact moment she had said those cruel words. Part of me wanted to remind her of them, to watch her squirm. But I realized I didn't even need to. She already knew. I didn't let her in. Instead, I told her calmly, "You crushed us the moment you said that." My response was simple, I walked away. She looked down, unable to argue. There was no comeback left for her, no pride to hold on to. She turned and left slowly, each step heavier than the last. That was the last time I saw her. Months later, I was in a far better place. I had rebuilt my life, stronger and steadier than before. I learned that true strength doesn't come from winning arguments, but from knowing when to walk away from people who don't value you. My friends noticed the change in me, and even I could feel it, lighter, freer, untouchable. Her words had been meant to wound me, but instead they had freed me. I realized that no relationship built on threats and arrogance can last. Respect and loyalty are not replaceable, and she lost both when she tested me. My crushed heart had healed into something stronger, while her arrogance left her hollow. Sometimes I think back to that night, her smirk, her cruel voice. But instead of pain, I feel gratitude. Gratitude that she showed me her true self before I wasted more years. Gratitude that I had the courage to walk away when it mattered most. Gratitude that her boast gave me the chance to start over. In the end, the best revenge wasn't anger or harsh words. It was proving her wrong by simply living better without her. She wanted me to feel worthless, but she ended up proving her own worthlessness instead. My silence was the response that crushed her, and my life moving forward was the answer she could never compete with. And so, the girl who once thought she could replace me in 24 hours was left with nothing but regret, while I walked into a future she could never touch.